Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first day of the Frequency Bone Summer Music Connection. Great to see everybody. It really is. I know that there's many different people participating, and that's fantastic. And we're going to have a great time together. And so, as most of you have seen, and hopefully all of you have seen, those preparation questions. Right. Those preparation questions would set you in tune with what we're going to be discovering in the next few days together. And they're great questions to ask oneself anyway. Because as you know from the schedule, today's first topic is the original you. Now, it's so fascinating. A lot of times you'll hear people speak of some great artist or some great thinker or some great architect or whatever. And they'll think, oh, what an original person. What a character. And I think those kinds of people never lost touch of the specialness of themselves. All of you are original. All of you are special. All of you are unique. And you're the composers, or I'll say co-composers, of your life. Get a mirror. It's a good exercise. Get a mirror and look into it. And if you're a brass player, you might go right to your lip. But, don't worry about that. When I was a teenager, I used to immediately look at my hair and see where that got me. But in all seriousness, if you look into your eyes and say, hi, hello in there. I haven't spoken to you in a while. I hope you're well. Or you can say anything you want. You can say anything you want, but try it. Look at yourself. Speak to yourself. And right away, you'll notice you don't look like anyone else. You never will. You never have. That in itself is original. In fact, every part of you is original. Fingerprints, palm prints, nose print, including your voice. That's right, including your voice. So one of the things that we want to do during this summer music connection is to be in touch with ourselves. Because no matter if you have to play an orchestral audition and people think, well, I have to do exactly what the metronome says. I have to do exactly what the tuner says. I have to do exactly what my teacher says or this audition expert says. Yes and no. How do you know that you will not be the next big thing to try to copy? And then hopefully you'll tell people, you don't have to copy me. You can pick up some good points. But what about your original music that's in you? I'm not even talking about, having to be a composer. Because as I said, we are composers. You compose yourself before you go out the door every day. And when you sing or play music that's even written by someone else, you're composing it. It's being composed of because it's going through your faculties, your systems, your human instrument. And it's important to be in touch with the part of you that has its own uniqueness, its own feeling. Very important. So this look into the mirror is an excellent, excellent exercise. Then you can take your instrument, or if you sing, take your instrument and do it in front of a mirror. You know, it's okay to use tools like a tuning device, a mini disc, a metronome, or a mirror, because they can give us reflections of our tendencies. For as a mentor of mine used to say, the last one to know they're in the fishbowl is the fish. So we need outside sources to see aspects of ourselves, how we are. It's hard to know. But we also need to take the time to speak to ourselves. And one of the ways you can do this with your instrument is to pick a note that feels good. Whether it's singing or playing a violin or playing a trumpet, doesn't make any difference. Whatever your instrument is, pick a note that feels good. Pick a note that feels natural. Do you ever play with it like a kid plays with Play-Doh? You'll discover more about yourself. If you were 5 years old and someone gave you some Play-Doh, you'll start doing something with it. And just the whole thing of playing with something without the worry, without the timetable of having to have it a certain way, can release ourselves from the little confinement, or sometimes the very big confinement, that can actually block the source of our originality, the source of creativity, the source of an artistic freedom. So the spirit of the music that we make can be alive. This is the importance of you, the original you. So you can take that one note, okay? And you can play it. Think of your favorite ice cream and play that note. See if it affects it. Think of your favorite shape. See if it affects it. Think of your favorite person and see if it affects that note. And if all of a sudden a little melody comes in, let it happen. How often do you have a free expression time? How often in the midst of your busy schedule? So it's all in the balances, isn't it? You know, when I practice my own instrument, I have set things I do every day. And when we have certain things that we regularly practice, that sets up a certain consistent pattern, which we actually, from that consistent point, can see the slight differences we might feel that day and the adjustments we need to make to be able to do what we have to do. We don't have to do anything. Well, what does that mean anyway, don't have to do anything? Anyway, even if you don't have something planned, you can still discover about yourself. You don't have to think, I don't have anything to do. You always have something to do if you want it. That's right. You always have something to do. And you know what? Sometimes doing what you normally don't do might be just the thing you need to create a different sense of balance in yourselves, to get in touch with you, the original you, the composer of your everyday life. So this is very important because it's very easy to get lost in certain things that aren't important. And how can we find the balance? And so our next talk will be about the subjective and the objective.